one of the main questions I've been getting asked is what engine is going in the Maxi van. In today's episode, I'll be stripping the engine and pulling it out, ready to drop into the van. Some of you may know me and know that I like my F4Rs. But this is a Clio Phase 1 172 2 litre 16 valve that was destined for the scrapyard, and I'm pulling the engine out. You might be asking yourself, do you know what you're doing? Yes, I actually do for once. I've done this. This will be the third time now. Pulled 2 out of a Clio, pulled 1 out of my 5. So yeah, I actually do know what I'm doing today. So fingers crossed we can get this engine out today and put to one side, and then we can start stripping the Clio for parts. So I'm going to set you up and I'm going to walk you through the process of pulling this engine out. But first I just want to give a shout out to Blue Spot. They provided all the tools I need today to get this engine out of that and into this. The first thing we need to do is drop the coolant. To do that, all I'm going to do is jack the front of the car up so at least I can get underneath, find the pipe at the lowest point, which is at the bottom of this rad down here, book it underneath, take it off, undo the lid of the expansion tank, just let all that coolant drain out. Simple as that. Now that the rad and the front brace piece is out, it gives me miles more room to get everything. Next job is take the alternator off and the alternator bracket, loosen the belt, pull that off, and that'll give me again more room to work on everything. And then it'll be a case of unbolting the manifold at the back. That then frees the engine up, and it's just the 4 brackets keeping it in place. We're a bit further along, but nothing is without issues. The dog and bone mount, which is at the back of the engine near the manifold, it's underneath the car. It's a nightmare to get to. It is solid. Reassess the situation and see what we can do. I want to see if I can get a breaker bar in from the top down just to loosen it that slight bit. It only needs a bit to go, so just showing that it ain't all sunshine and rainbows. When you work on cars, you'll have issues like this and you've got to improvise, adapt, overcome. You might be asking yourself, why an F4R? These things are a happy, high revving NA engine. Nice little bit of torque, easy 200 ponies out of them as well, once tuned by the wizard Chris at EFI. Now, these are very simple to drop into the vans and other 5s because they share a very similar subframe to the Clios. It's only a couple of different modified brackets to make it fit and a custom manifold, then she fits beautifully. The modification seen on these is massive as well, so I can gain a lot of aftermarket parts to make these engines solid. So what you can see there is, a mess of pipe work and the engine loom. Now that this is off, I can start taking the power fluid pump off, the pipes that I couldn't get to behind the alternator, and I've got a few brackets that I can start taking off, and then we can remove the entire loom wiring and get the engine out. So a lot has changed since you last seen me. The wiring is out, the engine is unbolted. That engine can technically come out now. I only have one issue. The van's not movable. I don't really want to pull the engine out and keep it outside under a tarp. I'm going picking the parts up this week to get the van back on all 4s. So that should hopefully be on all 4s by next weekend, and then we can roll the van out when it's nice, get the garden furniture out, and then this engine can go in replace of the garden furniture. In today's episode, I'll be stripping the engine and pulling it out, ready to drop into the van. Now, this engine does look a bit rough around the edges, but with the help from Napa Auto Parts, we're going to get it gleaming again. They've been kind enough to partner with us on this build. Every item you can get for an F4R, they have sent out, which I massively appreciate. Once the engine is out and tightened up, it is going to look mega and be screaming. There's no theatrics when it comes to pulling these engines out. Engine crane, get it up, get it out. The drive shaft on the driver's side was giving me a bit of an issue, but we managed to overcome that. That is the engine out. Moving into the new unit, I don't really want to be bringing that Clio with me. I just want to be bringing the van. All I need off that Clio is now here and over there. Now you might be thinking, Jordan, it's not a lot of power for something that's going to look like this. I'm not really in it for power. Like I said, eventually I want to do a rear engine conversion, but I want to tour Europe in this van, going to all the shows across Europe, meeting friends that I've met along the way of building this. There's loads of people out there that I want to go and show this van to, and I want to be able to sleep in the back of it as well. And it'll be very hard with a V6 in there. You can make easy 190 brake out of it in something that weighs 850 to 900 kg. that's all right. So the plan is hopefully for the bonnet to go on and then the Renault Sport inlet to sit where the scoop is. When this is painted up and on show, it will look mega. There's many new faces here and you're all asking when the next video is, and I appreciate that, I love that. But I do work a 9 to 5. I'm only grafting on the van a couple of hours at night and on weekends, so it's really hard for me to get that content out there. That said, I am in the process of moving into the new unit, and once we have moved in, it's all guns blazing then. The kit will hopefully do 2 posts a month. I do the driving for Redline cars, and then there'll be some of my own personal stuff with the 5 as well. Like I said, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of those that believe in the build and like the build. There's a few people out there that think it's shit. That's on them. Critics just tend to be part of the build, really. It was always expected. First they hate it, then further down the line they'll copy it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.